This video is about magical thinking. I did touch on it in the video, Do You Wear Two Watches? Now, the fact is, magical thinking in a nutshell is pretty much like obsessive compulsive disorder, only it doesn't occupy as much time. In my case, in the past, I used to self-harm and sort of like say I do exactly 13 cuts on my hand, and obviously I don't self-harm anymore, at least I haven't for a long time, but it was sort of like, a belief that it was some sort of like ritual that I did to make sure that things would be okay outside of the world. Another thing that magical thinking can do is it can another thing that magical thinking can manifest it is when you sort of believe that your thoughts may cause some external thing to happen, that you can't think about a certain thing because you're scared it's going to cause the end of the world. Or that you can't do something. So it's pretty much a correlation without cause, correlation with causation, but only a fictitious belief. It's not actually the truth. In religious, back in the anthropology, in studies about religion, people used to make sacrifices so that certain things would happen. They would sacrifice a person so that, say there wouldn't be rain or something, or there wouldn't be a storm. Often it's the case, even just the book that I'm reading right now, To Kill a Mockingbird, one of the guys believes that misbehaved kids are the reason why it snowed in Alabama. So it can happen to anybody, really. In the video that I made, I was pretty much saying it happens with people with schizophrenia only, and that's not true. It happens with anybody with trauma, and it can happen to happens to anybody with trauma, but everybody with schizophrenia will have some form of it. In psychology, it's kind of believed to just be like obsessive compulsive disorder. In psychiatry, it's more to do with just connecting things, because that's how the brain has been rewired with trauma. So I don't know. I hope I don't sound really redundant with this video, but it is the case that for example, I always believe February is the worst. Something terrible is going to happen in February every year, because for example, both my major psychoses, which required major hospitalizations, happened in February. I dropped out of university in February, and last year, if you recall, for anybody in Canada, the rail blockades happened in February, and then just less than a month later, COVID was declared a pandemic. It's just something that's ingrained in my head, and now while it sounds a bit like obsessive compulsive disorder in some ways, because some of the things that somebody might do, they might make a certain number, draw certain things on a whiteboard to prevent things from happening. It's not like obsessive compulsive disorder because it doesn't occupy as much time. But yeah, just to wrap in this video up in a nutshell, people with schizophrenia will have it, and people with trauma will have it, but it can happen to anybody as well. Thank you very much.